Alrighty, we are 2 hours away from CPI, a massive day. We've been speaking about the Bitcoin pullback, and if we hold certain levels, the bullish scenario still tends to play out. Now, one thing that's big is we have 2 major days of news.
So listen, see that, come sit with me, bro.
I'm with you.
You see that Bitcoin's going up.
Yeah.
Do you know why Bitcoin's going up?
No, but it's running up. The stock market's going up too.
Yeah, but you know why Bitcoin's going up?
No.
Because people are selling their BNB and their BUSD and
into Bitcoin. That's why we have one chart.
And they're trying to get into Bitcoin and ETH. So if you call up,
but look at this. Not only that, it's like, look at this chart. Bitcoin dominance.
So
breaking trend.
So people are now taking their money out of BNB and BUSD, and they want to put it somewhere safe. And so the safe place they're putting it is into Bitcoin and ETH. So what you'll see is probably Bitcoin and ETH dominance are both going up sharply.
Yes, ETH as well. ETH dominance has just broken trend to the upside. Stock market's breaking trend too.
And the SEC,
is shit going to go good today? That's the question.
Shit's going good today, I hope. And the SEC has also just charged SBF with fraud.
Oh shit. Okay.
Shit's going down.
It's going to go down. Make sure you catch Run Show. I think by then Bitcoin's hopefully
I just thought I'd bring you that amazing alpha.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Guys, so we're going to go through in the show. I'm going to speak about Bitcoin, and I want to explain to you how you have time within altcoins. Bitcoin right now, we've been holding support. We said as long as we hold this support, we still have a bullish scenario. What's happened in the last 24 hours? Stock market's broken trend. DXY broken down, which is good. We have the dominance skyrocketing right now, and we need to remember that this is where the market resets. So there is time for altcoins. What we need is Big Daddy to get to the major levels. And if we have good news today, we need to also remind ourselves that previously when we had CPI, we had markets dump off early. And when it dumped off early, we got a bullish result. The difference this time is we are going up into the news. But if the news is good and beats expectations, we can have Bitcoin go to the levels that we want. Now, if Bitcoin goes to these levels, eventually we're going to have a transition with altcoins. And there is time with altcoins because right now it's Bitcoin and ETH time. No more wasting time. It's a massive show. James, I know you've been dancing and having your pants off and your clothes off, but do me one favor, brother. To keep your job at Crypto Banter, push the button and let's get into the show. Let's hit it.
Click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click. Enter the sniper.
Yo, Banter fam, hope you're having a fantastic day. What are we thinking? Bullish or bearish news today? Bull trap? What I've seen is I do see people are shorting into CPI. We got the data just now that people are shorting. They're shorting into CPI. So does this create a huge short squeeze too? Now, I'm sure you're wondering, there's a bunch of Binance FUD out there. I trust Binance, and in Binance, I stand. So I sit here today with Binance. I think they're going to be fine. I think it's FUD again. I think the market's extremely sensitive, so I stand strong with them. If you're brand new, smash the subscribe button, smash the like button. Remember, guys, I finished a live trading, the last trading session for school yesterday, and it was phenomenal. We had over thousands of people on the Zooms live, and I had people crying here. I had people, it was absolutely incredible, guys. Remember, I'm running my next cohort in January of up to 5,000 students. If you use one of our exchange links below and you have deposited more than $100, it used to be $250, more than $100, it gets you into the school. So if you have a look, you either got Bitget, OKX, Binance, or BYBIT. And if you sign up with those and you do have deposit $100, remember, you use that $100. It's yours. You traded it. We're just teaching you how to start trading and how to trade, and you use that to actually start the journey with us. So get yourself into Sniper School. We're actually dropping something amazing on Saturday. Make sure you capture it and you do go have a look. Sniper School is going to be huge. It's hyping massively. Finally, it's not just the shows every day. I get to teach. I get to teach and actually give you guys. Now you're going to understand the shows. Now you're going to understand the alpha that you get every day because you have the basics and the foundation, guys. So make sure you start off with that. And remember, we have the VIP on Discord as well. If you use the links below, it gets you into the VIP groups. Let's jump in and let's have a look. We're 2 hours away. What are we thinking, guys? Pop in the comments. Bullish, bearish. Sniper School's fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sniper School priceless. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Love Sniper School. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm happy. I'm teaching now, and it's great. Sniper School rules. Amazing. Guys, bullish or bearish? Bearish. Pump, then dump. Okay. Okay. I want to know what you guys are feeling. Bull trap. You see now. So this is the crazy thing with crypto and what crypto actually creates. You see how we're still in that mentality. It's not real. It's not real. It's not real. And I do agree with it. It's not that I don't agree with it, that it could not be real and could be fake yet again. We've seen it many times and the market's given us reason on why we think like this. But I still feel we continuously get stuck in this mentality. And I kind of feel that this is how the market always continues. It's the same trap that was run. I'm not saying it's a trap right now, but at some point there is going to be that trap where we're stuck in that bearish mindset. And it's basically the same as when Bitcoin was that 60K and we're all bullish. Like that's my serious opinion on it. So let's see what the charts are actually telling us. And let's go through that. Just before I do that, guys, on my Twitter, I have put up the boxes I'm choosing. Remember, if you deposited more than $250 into BYBIT accounts, I'm giving away a prize today. Please go to my Twitter, box 1, 2, or 3, and I'll give that away at the end of the show. We're doing this every day until Christmas. Cool. Let's jump onto the charts. Let's have a look what's happening here. Firstly, stock market. Pre-jumping the news, pre-jumping in, which means, my opinion, there might be a cheeky wick to the downside if the market's pre-jumping this, because we've seen this a few times where this time we're obviously rallying up into the news, and it's quite crazy. Where did you hear that story that if this goes into our favor, people are seeing a 10% pump in stock markets? And we've seen this a few times from big names, and it's quite crazy that if we had to, over today and tomorrow, 2 huge news events to end off the year, and we had to, pump 10%, where would that actually take us? It would take us to all-time highs. Imagine stock markets break all-time high this year. Imagine. Like, it's been a crazy year with the market. Imagine it breaks all-time high this year. But let's not jump too far. What we are seeing is, firstly, on the 8-hour, we are breaking above 50 MA again. Good sign. Secondly, we broke trend to the upside, and we bounced on this previous support. So all that this is going to basically imply is we did make an official lower low on the stock market. And ultimately what it's doing now is trying to try hunt and get that higher high. Incredibly good news between today and tomorrow could give us that momentum to get there. But the bad side is if we don't get there, this is a bearish move. This is something that goes here, makes a lower high, and ultimately takes us down to a new lower low. So it is important that even though the market is starting to front run at the moment, if we don't get to critical levels, it's basically telling us that it is a pump and dump. And we're pre-jumping. They got a good way of tricking us. And this move that we are currently in is important that we do break that higher point and we have the stock market rally up. Now, what has obviously happened with crypto is all of a sudden we got a Bitcoin move. Let's jump to this chart over here. And I basically got this pattern. And what I spoke about yesterday is technically this, you got 2 scenarios here. Either it's a bearish pattern, where as long as it stays in this wedge, it's bearish. It's a bearish pattern. It's something where it slowly grinds up and then basically forms another leg to the downside, either taking us to the lower range or possibly a new lower low. And then what invalidates that is if we do break out of this wedge, not only are we breaking out of the wedge, we're also breaking this previous high that we got to on that little relief pump the first time Bitcoin went to the $15,500 region. So it's critical stage. Now, for me, if I was a bear and it's someone that I want to bring the market down, this is sort of my shorting area. Exactly this area over here. I like to see it as an offload area. We haven't been this high, guys. The high that we made now in the last hour or two, we haven't been this high since that initial pump. So it is interesting. And for me, this is the level on where the bears are going to try hold. And this for me is probably where huge amounts of shorts are being added in as we speak. Now, what does this create for us? Firstly, it's giving us a very clear indication on what's still the bearish pattern and the bearish levels, but it also gives us an indication on where a possible short squeeze could happen. Now, the reason why we could see this is because of this huge gap we had on the FTX news a few weeks back. When we get through here, there's not much resistance. And it basically means that this is an area where the bears are going to try hold as much control as they can. But if they lose control of this area, a lot of them would have their stop losses, probably above this wick, around about just over 18K. Now, we know 18K is the first critical level we want Bitcoin to get through. Now, if Bitcoin does manage to get through that, I do see a squeeze, and I see a range push to get to the next major levels. Now, what are those levels that we're looking for Bitcoin? The first major one is the 50 moving average on the daily. It's a big one, guys. This is one that's sitting exactly at $18,000. Which is huge. And that sort of gives us a great area break there. And what it does show us is it's also these resistances. Remember that area we held for so long. We held it and held it and held it and held it. Held. And we finally lost. That is now the new area of where they're going to try still hold the downwards momentum after this smaller area that we have over here. So for me, 18K is the first big one if news is big over the next 2 days for us to break through. Secondly, after that, we then have the resistances at around 18.8. And for me, this is an important trend line. It's an important area of resistance. And after that, the targets are 20 back to the 21K, which could be absolutely critical. So it's just showing for the end of year of where we are now, this could turn pretty fast. Now, if we do break this wedge, a bearish wedge to the upside, what it basically entails is, I spoke about it yesterday, is you have two patterns that are forming here. Either the bearish pattern with the leg down, as I just spoke of, or you have the upside down BART, where basically this can shoot up fast, make an eyebrow, and start within recovery to these areas. Now, we must not forget that higher time frames has been giving us slight indication that the whole market is staying bearish, but slowly we are getting a little bit of momentum to the upside. And you could see it off that tweet that I actually pinned to my account, and the one that I've spoken to now over the last two shows of exactly this. Guys, if this plays out, it'll be absolutely incredible. This is previous data of the last two major cycles, and it's showing that in this month, we should break out of this RSI, and we should break out of the short-term trend. It's only telling us in a year and a half we'll get all-time highs. Yes, but it's showing us that here, every time we have broken out of these ranges, we've had good momentum over 2-3 months. So we are zoomed in right now looking at the shorter time frame, because higher time frame, this could be absolutely massive and could be giving us a really early advantage over the rest. Now, one thing I want to speak about is right now it's Bitcoin time, and we just got to purely focus on Bitcoin, and we know the critical levels. The critical level for us is we don't really want to lose the 17K again as support. Otherwise, we could be dropping this wedge and things could turn quite bad. This is obviously if bad news comes out. And we have the bullish scenario. Let's get past 18. So we have a two basic understanding of that. And what we got to do now is we got to sit back and allow Bitcoin to do this, because you have time. And the reason why I'm saying you have time is because this dominance is skyrocketing right now. And what it means is we're having a reset of the market where things turn back into Bitcoin. Remember, it's always going to turn when critical stages come in. It's always going to turn back into Bitcoin and then diversify back into the market. And what we're getting over here on dominance is we are getting a few week trend break to the upside. And you can see that altcoins have actually been going down, some of them today, but Bitcoin's been skyrocketing. And what that gives us indication, which is great, this is why I spoke about turning into Bitcoin and ETH. I'll go into ETH now for a second, especially when the markets, to get out of the market now on a high time frame is extremely risky. Because yes, we can capitulate, but we can also rocket at any point. Getting into the safer assets as Bitcoin and ETH is probably the best strategy. And now you're going to understand why. Because it always resets and goes back to Bitcoin first and then gets diversified. Look at the difference between the total market cap with a growth of up to 50%, 0.5% up today. And then we got the altcoins, which are down 0.5%. So you can clearly see how all eyes are on Bitcoin and all volumes in at that area as we speak. Now, what's great about this, guys, is if we can allow Bitcoin to break the key levels of 18K, 18.8, maybe even to the 19K, this dominance is going to keep going up. The altcoins are just going to sit and slowly, gradually move. But if Bitcoin hits a critical level, okay? And it does break these major areas. I'm seeing the dominance do this. And I'm seeing basically all eyes on Bitcoin, get it past the 18K, get it past the major resistances. Then it can sit flat and even have a decent little daily pullback. But then from then, at some point, we are going to have another distribution back in the altcoins. So this is great, guys. This is great that we can allow Bitcoin to what we do. We don't need to make a rash decision on altcoins right now. There's time for altcoins. And you can actually see it on a lot of the charts. Now, let me show you some of these charts before I talk into the big topic for me, which is Ethereum. I feel Ethereum, I don't know, dude. It's just feeling crazy right now. Ethereum is seriously giving me the tinglies. But if you have a look over here, guys, Bitcoin already has broken trends. Let's just get this up over here. You can see how Bitcoin on the shorter time frame has broken all these trends to the downside and showing massive momentum. Look at the altcoins. Altcoins are still far from these trends. There's time for altcoins. You don't need to rush there right now. We've got to speak about BNB. I think that's a big one to chat about. But you can see a lot of these altcoins, look how far they are from trend. So I see these gradually growing with Bitcoin, but not popping just yet. There's time. But if Bitcoin goes to 18, 19, I think we're going to have a huge altcoin catch up and a massive push to the upside. And you can see with a lot of them over here that none of them have broken trends just yet. None of them. So that's great. Let's actually talk, before I jump into ETH, let's talk about this chart over here. Either it's an incredibly good buy area for BNB, but it's also a big area of where we spoke about, look at this. Where it's gone now, obviously the news and the market's extremely scared right now. They take things really to offense. I don't know what's it, but they're very sensitive right now. And you can see how quickly BNB dropped off. And you know what? We have the right to be after the FTX. But let's actually look at it. That is this opportunity or is it disaster? And the way you look at it is, firstly, we have a great trend. So you can either wait and later add up on. Or you can look at an area of where BNB's fell before. And you can see this is the 5th time we've dropped to this box. Now, the pros and cons to this. Either this is a great buy up and the FUD will pass and CZ will come out, and something will happen. And this was a great area for you to buy up, because we can't deny that BNB has been the best performing altcoin to Bitcoin this year. It's absolutely been ripping to Bitcoin throughout those times. But if we lose this area, it does show possibilities of us having another 30% drop within BNB. So it's quite interesting. I think, considering chart-wise, I think CZ's got to rectify this stuff pretty quickly, in my opinion. He's got to put up applause, he's got to fix it up, and he's got to come out there pretty soon. And you can either wait for this trend break, which is probably the smart move to do, or slight DCAing. But if things do turn bad, guys, it's very simple. BNB, switch it to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's on fire right now. And if we do lose the support, you can get BNB quite a bit cheaper. And I would be focusing on trying to add more BNB if it does get cheaper. Now, guys, BNB, for me, Binance is not going anywhere. I do think they'll rectify. I think they've been doing a lot of work. Short BNB, I agree, like possibly in the sense. But end of the day, how do you get specials on any of these fantastic coins? It's either through hacks or FUD or anything like that. That's the only thing that creates these prices to come down. So many times you've seen this. It's like Solana at $13 now. We've got the news this morning that apparently Alameda, they basically sold all their liquid Solana, Alameda on Solana. That's good, in my opinion. Even though it may take time to recover, that's good that Solana's off the market now. So when are you going to ever get these tokens on extremely good special? It's either through big FUD or big events that bring it down. That's the only time. Otherwise, they're just going to keep rallying up. So keep aware of this. And I would probably focus on the trend break of BNB, because it gives it a little bit of time. Gives it a little bit of time to make sure we don't drop those levels. Everything gets sorted. And if it breaks through here, this trend, it can get back to higher levels and you're getting it. Think about it. BNB 3 weeks ago was $360. It's $268 now. So give it a little bit of time. If it does drop this support here, guys, I will turn BNB into Bitcoin. Protect it for now. You'll have a good farming strategy, especially if Bitcoin's above 18, of up to 25% more BNB. Wait for it to settle. It will take time to recover, and we'll get back in when we are certain. And it's the same if you're having funds sitting on Binance. If you have funds sitting on Binance that you don't need to touch right now, just get them into a wallet. Doesn't matter what the exchange is, guys. Get it into a wallet and protect your money. If you don't need it right now and you're not trading, put it there and save yourself. Always, it's very important. Now, the next one. Let's speak about Ethereum for a second, because Ethereum is looking good. It's looking really good, and it's looking like it's Bitcoin and ETH time. And I'm actually going to say it correctly. It looks like it's ETH and Bitcoin time. because that's the way I'm seeing the charts over here. Firstly, we have ETH coming up. We've got Bitcoin that is showing momentum to the upside, and ETH's right at resistance. Now, obviously, if news is bad today, it's a rejection point, and I would use this support, the 1,200, as my sort of protection level. But ultimately, even though if we do have rejection to the dollar, it's still incredibly strong to Bitcoin and the dominance over all altcoins as well throughout these times. But if ETH does go bullish today, it is one altcoin that held beautifully on the 12-hour moving average, the 50. And if we break this wedge over here, the next target for me is 1.5, and then we're back at the regions of around 1.6, which would be incredible. But now let's match it to the Big Daddy. Let's match it to Bitcoin, where it's sort of sitting, had a little bit of a drop off on Bitcoin's little pump now, but look how it's hugging this trend line. And if we have a Bitcoin break of 18K and we have an ETH break of this daily trend over here, you're looking at a huge, not only a small time frame, you're looking at a huge bullish flag breakout on the weekly. And the next target above that is either the previous high, which is a 20% growth over Bitcoin. Think about it. If Bitcoin decides to go to 18 or 19K, where does ETH go in that time? Because it's looking to outperform Bitcoin by up to 20% as the first target. And secondly, after that, it's 61% and 110. So if ETH follows this path and it breaks this, even though we still will only possibly have all-time high break in 2024, you can have ETH outperform Bitcoin of up to 100% within the next year and a half. Pay attention to it. The second one that we look at is ETH dominance. Look how ETH dominance is looking to break this flag right now. So it's not breaking the Bitcoin one just yet. Why? Because Bitcoin's rallying too. But you have ETH about to break this wedge on the ETH dominance, showing how it's going to outperform majority of altcoins. It is showing tremendous strength right now towards all the other different altcoins that are out there. So this is another important one as well. If market turned bullish, guys, ETH, pay attention because it's looking incredibly good. Now, let's jump into and quickly speak about some of the altcoins. Now, for me, as I said, there is time, and this is great. Think about it, guys. If you are able to understand that the market resets and it jumps back into Bitcoin and then it goes into altcoins, this is great. Because firstly, now you're catching the Bitcoin run. And if Bitcoin breaks the critical levels, you know confirmation on the higher time frames that this is not only a break on short time frame, this could be something that could rally for the next 3 months. And what's great about this is you are now riding the Bitcoin and the ETH momentum to the upside. And then when it's time to turn, you can flip into the altcoins, which haven't pumped yet. They still got to catch up. And that's where it's great to see that these altcoins are still far from trend. Yes, they're all at 618s, and I spoke about it. I spoke about it yesterday that this was a bullish move, and they've all come down to test 618s. So technically, if this is a bullish leg, this is the perfect area to be buying for the next leg to the upside. I'm using the trends as a backup. I think it's safer and better right now to be in Bitcoin and ETH to make those gains for now. And when these trends break, I want to be in Solana. I want to be in Chainlink. Look at Chainlink. When Chainlink breaks this trend, I think it's going to rocket. It's got two major levels. This area over here, which is a good 20-25%. We have this area over here, which is a good 50% currently from where we are. But when that trigger happens, I need to know what altcoins. And for me, it's Solana, it's Chainlink. I actually tweeted about it yesterday on the ones that I'm seeing. BNB for now, I think now the momentum's slightly lost, and it's going to take some time. But DOT, look at DOT from this trend line. These guys aren't far. They aren't far from major trend lines. And you could see how beautifully the market just shifts back into Bitcoin and how it resets. And their time is still coming once Big Daddy's happy. Once Big Daddy's at the major levels that we want to hold. DOT is a big one. Theta is a big one. VET's a big one. These are all coins that I'm ready to deploy when Bitcoin gets to that level and I see dominance get to the next critical level. Let's actually speak about where dominance can go from here. And basically it's around, I'm seeing it around that area and then get diversified. Now this is shorter time frame, not too short, but it's medium time frame. Let's actually have a look at dominance on the higher time frame, on the weekly. You know, technically there might be one of these huge pumps again. And historically, if you looked at these pumps, these were times when Bitcoin got out of the hole. It got out of the hole of making a new low and then having a 20-30% growth within that time. And all these pumps were showing when the market recycled, okay? But the difference this time is we did make a lower low for the first time. We did make and ultimately on the higher time frame, we could eventually look at this completely collapsing. And if that does happen, how would that happen? That would happen if Ethereum breaks that wedge on the dominance, because it's showing that ETH dominance can literally go on the next level from here. It can literally go to 25%. That's huge. And you can look at a 50% growth over the Bitcoin pairing. That can get the Bitcoin dominance down to 35%, if not to the 30% mark. Ethereum. It's actually crazy on what the charts are actually saying. So guys, I'm focused on having my tokens right now, Bitcoin and ETH, getting ready to diversify to Chainlink, to DOT, to Theta, to Solana, to all of these, to have that switch that I've made money on Bitcoin now and I've moved. Now, before I do jump into the rest, I just want to clarify again for Bitcoin on what we need to see on the smaller timeframes within today and tomorrow. This is the last major news for the year. And ultimately, this will give us direction for the rest of the year. And we have these two major areas. We have the area of 18,000. If we break that, I see a short squeeze taking us to around 19K. Very important area. Support for Bitcoin is basically 16.8, and it's still this 50 moving average. If there's any bad news or anything like that. So be ready and be prepared. Don't expect dominance to turn down anytime just yet. It will only turn when it's at critical levels. Either this area over here, or if we drop this, I still think dominance comes down to the downside. And I think altcoins are protected, especially ETH and these throughout these times. So very simply put in understanding. Remember, I spoke about two tokens, Gala Games and Paribus. Think about it. Vulcan Forge, sorry. Think about it, guys. If Bitcoin breaks those levels and we're going to diversify in altcoins, have a balanced selection of altcoins. Have one or two gaming tokens, that you're happy for. A few smart contracts. Have a few of these different tokens ready. Prep yourself for two scenarios. And when one scenario plays out, know what to do next. Very simple when it actually comes to that. And that's about it on that. Now, I want to remind you guys, Binance have, what they're doing, guys, is they have instant fiat deposits. So remember, say again? For South Africa. For South Africans, instant fiat deposits. So it means if you put rands into the account, 0% fees. And it's instant and you're able to trade, guys. So it's incredible. Binance, like I said, I believe in Binance very much. And this goes with any fiat, any different countries across, that they are seriously taking the game to the next level. And I believe in them very much. So remember, 0% fees and you're able to deposit. I can actually show if I'm out of the futures over here. Let's go to spot. Go to the spot section over here, main Binance. I'll show you guys this quickly. So if you see, buy crypto. You can either do debit card, you can do online EFT. There's even P2P, which is great. So you're able to put in ZARs, you're able to put in rands, 0% deposit fees, and it's immediate. Fantastic that we're able to do that, which is really good. That's about it on Binance, huh? Fantastic. Cool. Guys, 2 hours away. I can't believe it. Let's see who has won. Let's have a look. Guys, use this chart. I'm telling you, if this plays out, it'll be the absolute incredible. If it plays out. Box number 2. They like box number 2. So let's jump and put this on. Remember, guys, if you have more than $250. Say again? Yeah, 2 is the one select. So he has 1. So let's do 1. You don't win. Oh, it's a big one. You don't win $1,777. Number 3, you don't win $777. Okay. Number 2, the winner gets. Shame, bro. I'm sorry, guys. You get $7. $7, and I'll actually go with number 7 on the spreadsheet. So let's go over here. Let's put this up, and I'll give you your ID now. It's added to it. I'll give you in January when I'm back from holiday. I'll give you a one-on-one trading session, half an hour. I'll give you a one-on-one trading session for the person that's won. So your ID is 286-85972. 286-85972. That's yours over there. I'll give you a one-on-one trading session, guys. Smash a like, smash a subscribe button. I love you all. Big day today. Come on, Bitcoin. No, it's not. I will be doing more shows. I'm going on holiday, guys. I will be doing shows that side. I'm taking my equipment with me. Remember school. Remember to sign up. I love you all. Have a fantastic day. Come on, Bitcoin. Much love. I believe I can fly. I believe Bitcoin touches the sky. I think